Woo! What's going on, guys? Ohms Forum coming at you guys today again with another video. And today I want to be talking about some trade rumors going around in the Detroit Lions. Tyrell Crosby has been rumored to be on the trading block. 25 years old, 6'5", 315 pounds. And before I start this, guys, I want to shout out to Avery Giovanni and Micro Mike for talking about this first. I just kind of wanted to throw my hat in the ring and give my 2 cents on it as well. Well, this is a guy, Tyrell Crosby, that we drafted back in 2018. Bob Quinn drafted in round 5. I think this was a guy that was pretty good old lineman in college, played for the Oregon Ducks, first team All-American, Pac-12, good, suffered some injuries with his foot and stuff like that early in his collegiate career, and played really well down the stretch in his senior year. That's where he won some awards. Big kid, 6'5", 315, like I said, 25 years old right now. Like he slipped to round 5 just because of those injuries. Like it just that was the case because I think he was pretty set to be, if I can remember correctly, he was probably kind of pretty much going round 3, no later really than round 3. Then he had those injuries in his senior year. He kind of played really well, exploded onto the scene, played really good actually, and So that's why he slipped. And the one thing Bob Quinn has done, the one thing that Bob Quinn did do in Detroit was one thing that he did pick up some good old linemen. He built the foundation that's going on right now in Detroit. Taylor Decker was his first draft pick, I believe, was his first draft pick. He's picked up guys like Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, picked up Tyrell Crosby. He's been a solid backup for us for a few years now. The one thing he's done is he's hit on some old linemen. You're not going to hit on all of them, but he's hit on quite a few. But back to Crosby, he has started 18 games for the Detroit Lions. Okay, 3 years. Started a couple as a rook, then maybe 5 more in his second year. Then started 11 last year. Now that was by default. Too. I'm not saying he's a bad old lineman, not at all. But it was by default. He came in because Big V, Halapula Vaitai struggled with injuries, with production, just wasn't playing well, and Crosby fit in pretty nicely. He was pretty good. He gave up about 5 sacks, I believe, in 11 games. So if he would have played a full schedule, maybe 6 or 7 sacks, he probably would have gave up. I think he was ranked 54th out of 79 offensive tackles last year. Nothing great, nothing to write home about, but he's still probably one of the better backup tackles in the NFL, especially probably our best one on our team. We got guys like Matt Nelson, Dan Skipper, those guys like that. We brought in Evan Heim, the rookie from Minnesota State this year, as an undrafted guy. Tommy Kramer, but he's more of a guard. Drake Jackson, he's more of a center guard too as well. So the offensive tackle position is going to be maybe a little bit scarce, but there's some good and bad about getting rid of a guy like Tyrell Crosby. But once Penei Sewell was drafted, the writing was kind of on the wall with Tyrell. You know what I mean? He's a guy that's probably been here 3 years. Probably wants to start in the NFL. He's not going to start over Decker. He's probably not going to start over Sewell. I guess the thing is we would have to like if he starts over Sewell, that's a bad pick, or B, he's hurt or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? He gets hurt. That's the only way I think he would beat Sewell out. Because if he beats Sewell just straight out, flat out on performance, then that's troublesome for our first round pick. Now, I don't think that's ever going to happen, but pretty much Tyrell Crosby is not going to start on the Detroit Lions. He's not going to start on the Detroit Lions, and he's probably looking for a pay raise. 4th year in, he's still got 1 more year here for sure if we don't get rid of him. But if you get rid of a guy like that, what's the good about it? You know what I mean? There's some good and there's some bad. You acquire draft capital if you trade him. Now, when you say draft capital, you got him for a 5th round pick back in 2018, right? Now, he started 18 games in 3 years. A team might give him starter money. Now you got to trade him first, though, right? Now if you trade him, you don't get that comp pick, but you trade away, you get the draft capital. So you win kind of either way. You don't get the draft pick, but you don't get the draft pick in a comp, but you actually get the draft pick in a trade. But what are you getting back? That's the big key, right? Like, what would he be worth? What kind of starter money would he be getting? It's kind of up in the air right now. Does a team even think that he is a starter? Would a team be willing to give a guy that's only played 18 games, started 18 games, starter money? Now, it's happened in the past. There have been players that teams have coveted, even though they haven't started a lot of games, and they've given big money. It has happened in the past. Now with a guy like Tyrell Crosby, if he was to play out his contract this year, you lose him. Now you're hoping that a team signs him to a big deal, right? That's how the comp picks work. That's just how it's done in the NFL. So, and it gives Tyrell Crosby a chance to start fresh, to actually start fresh and pursue his dreams. You know what I mean? Because all these guys, you're always looking for a pay raise, and you're always looking to the greener pastures, better teams, all that stuff, right? But there's some negatives to it too as well. It would kill your depth. It would totally kill the depth on this team. You'd have to find another right tackle or another old tackle just in general. If they were to get rid of a guy like a Tyrell Crosby, and that could be tough, but people have faith in Brad Holmes, and I have faith in Brad Holmes too to find one. I guess it all depends on what happens with this Evan Himes guy, this Matt Nelson, move up a little bit from last year. He came in there, played really well against Khalil Mack, shut him down for, I think, the whole game, pretty much. So, do you have faith in a guy like Matt Nelson? Do you have faith in a guy like an Evan Heim? Does he even make the team, Evan Heim? Right? He's an undrafted free agent, so he's going to have to really, really stand out. Now, and this is the thing, Tyrell Crosby can fit in at left or right tackle, and that's going to be the tough part. Now, Brad Holmes has got some work to do. Obviously, he has some work to do on here, but I'm willing. Me personally, I would like to see them trade him because I trust Brad Holmes. I do. So far, he's been pretty good. Front office has been great. I wouldn't mind to see what they can get for a guy like him. Like, they got him for a fifth back in the day, right? You traded for a fifth. You drafted him in the 5th round. Now, I would take a 5th round pick for him. I would take a 5th round pick, and if you could steal him and acquire a 4th rounder, even better. But it is a tough thing to do, especially at that position. So it's such a crucial position on the O-line, because he can fit in left or right, on Tyrell Crosby. So it's kind of it's up in the air. But I'm kind of hoping that they do make the switch, do make the call, and do trade him. But you got to get some value back, and you have to make sure that you have some backup back. Now, I don't think they're done even adding pieces to this team. So if you could trade him, just make sure you go out and get an offensive tackle. That's all. But that's all the video, guys. I just wanted to talk about Tyrell Crosby a little bit. It's a little bit slow out there with the news, with the Lions news, and rookie camp just kind of wrapping up. Haven't really heard too much about it. Got to dive into that as well. So, but thanks for the video, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to get all my videos, and don't forget to like and comment. It's all about the comment, all about the comments, negative or positive. Come at me, man. Let's go. Boom.